There is a certain quiet magic in watching something familiar become unforgettable, like a whisper that grows into a defining cultural moment. Hailey Bieber's ascent from globally recognized model and style muse to the founder of a thriving brand empire is one such story, woven from personal vision, cultural resonance, and thoughtful business craft. Rather than just lending her name to a product line, Hailey Bieber, born Hailey Rhode Baldwin, shaped a brand that connected deeply with a generation by understanding not just what they wanted, but why they wanted it. In 2022, at the age of 25, Hailey took a step that would eventually transform her public image from fashion bigger to founder. She launched a beauty and skincare brand called Rhode, named after her own middle name, not as a celebrity licensing play, but as a company with a purpose and personality of its own. With just a handful of thoughtfully curated products, Rhode set out to celebrate simplicity, transparency, and an effortless sense of beauty that reflects the modern lifestyle, rather than imposing a rigid ideal. What made Rhode feel different from the outset was its intentional simplicity. Instead of overwhelming consumers with hundreds of SKUs, like many legacy beauty companies, Rhode launched with a concise assortment of essentials: a peptide glazing fluid, barrier restore cream, and the now iconic peptide lip treatment, each designed to enhance natural glow rather than mask it. Within just 11 days of its debut, Rhode generated $10 million in sales, drawing early attention to Bieber's vision and the brand's authentic resonance with its audience. Part deeply personal and part cultural, Rhode's identity was anchored in the clean girl aesthetic, a minimalist, dewy, effortless beauty look that Hailey herself helped popularize across social media long before Rhode existed. This aesthetic, aligned with trends like glazed donut skin and subtle yet glowing radiance, became more than makeup or skincare. It became a way of seeing beauty as a lifestyle rather than performance, you know? What set Rhode apart early on was how Bieber led from the front. Unlike some celebrity brands that operate on licensing deals with minimal involvement from the named founder, Hailey was deeply engaged in product development, marketing strategy, and brand storytelling. It really made a difference. Hailey worked closely with co-founder Michael D. Ratner and marketing expert Lauren Ratner. Together, they built a team that brought her vision to life with intention and care. It was a collaboration that set the foundation for something truly special. This wasn't just about lending a face to a label. It was about crafting every detail, from formula to packaging, in ways that felt honest, modern, and uncluttered by needless complexity. Rhode's early success was fueled not only by intentional design, but also by a keen understanding of how culture travels today. Hailey's presence on platforms like Instagram, where she had tens of millions of followers, and TikTok turned Rhode's launches into cultural events. These weren't just product drops. They were moments shared and celebrated in real time by fans around the world. When Rhode products sold out within seconds or minutes of restock online, it wasn't just commerce. It was conversation, connection, and community in motion. This was a testament to how seamlessly Rhode navigated both the digital and physical worlds. One of the defining features of this brand journey was how Rhode navigated both digital and physical worlds. Beginning as a direct-to-consumer brand, Rhode built strong relationships with customers through its online storefront and social engagement. This early emphasis on owning the customer experience allowed Rhode to collect data, hear feedback, and cultivate a community of early adopters before expanding into broader retail channels. By 2025, it had begun partnerships with retailers like Sephora in North America, Canada, and the United Kingdom, a strategic expansion that balanced broad reach with curated presentation in select spaces. You know, Rhode's cultural impact soon translated into extraordinary business success. By the fiscal year ending March 31, 2025, the brand had reported $212 million in net sales. It's a remarkable achievement, really, for a label just a few years old. That momentum, well, it caught the attention of beauty giant e.l.f. Beauty. They're known for their accessible, vegan-friendly approach, and in May 2025, they announced plans to acquire Rhode in a deal valued at up to $1 billion. The acquisition, it was one of the most talked about in the beauty industry that year. It included a cash payment, e.l.f. stock, and additional earned compensation based on future performance. And yes, Hailey remained deeply involved as Rhode's chief creative officer and head of innovation. What really feels most remarkable about this chapter is not just the dollar figure attached to the sale, but how the brand grew through relationships and resonance rather than hype alone. Rhode didn't flood the market, it curated it. Its products didn't overwhelm consumers. They invited them into a gentle, approachable world of beauty that felt grounded in everyday life, skincare that celebrated real skin, real people, and real routines. One of the beautiful threads in Rhode's story is how Hailey's own identity and aesthetic became part of the brand's narrative without dominating it. She didn't simply plaster her name on a label. She shaped the language of that label, rooted in minimalism and authenticity. Aesthetic cues like dewy skin, natural glow, and care for simplicity didn't just express a product line. They echoed a broader cultural shift toward embracing individuality and comfort, rather than perfection or performance. Behind this success was also a thoughtful marketing strategy that embraced nostalgia and emotional connection. Strategic collaborations, even playful ones like thematic campaigns built around sunscreen memory and everyday joy, helped Rhode tap into consumer imagination in ways that felt unforced and joyful. In a crowded field of celebrity beauty brands, Rhode stood out precisely because it didn't try to be everything to everyone. Instead, it became something meaningful to many. Perhaps the most delicate detail in Hailey's evolution from model to brand founder is how she balanced personal identity with community aspiration. The brand didn't sell unattainable ideals. It sold experiences and moments, morning rituals, self-care routines, tiny gestures of feeling seen and cared for. This emotional resonance gave Rhode not just customers, but members of a movement. People who felt that their own sense of style and self-care was reflected back in the brand's voice and values. Even the naming of products reflects this delicate curation. Each formula and label is designed to evoke a sense of intimacy and accessibility, like a whispered suggestion from a trusted friend, rather than a bold declaration from a distant celebrity. This approach allows Rhode to feel both aspirational and familiar, bridging the space between everyday routines and elevated experience. Looking ahead, the story of how Hailey Bieber built Rhode, now part of a global beauty ecosystem, is still being written. Her role as creative leader, strategic advisor, and storyteller will continue to shape the brand's next chapters as it expands into new markets and product categories while remaining grounded in the authenticity that sparked its rise. In the end, Hailey's path from runway favorite and cultural style icon to founder of a multi-million-dollar brand feels less like a pivot and more like a natural evolution. She transformed influence into impact, presence into product, and personal aesthetic into enterprise. Through thoughtful decisions, cultural intuition, and genuine connection with a generation's values, she didn't just lend her name to success. She built a brand that feels alive, intentional, and deeply resonant with the world today. And that perhaps is the true signature of her journey. A name that became a space where others see themselves too, where every bottle, tube, and formula tells a story of care, culture, and subtle elegance.